All right, guys. So I'm just waiting on Angel. Angel White, where you at, girl? Okay, so basically what we're doing right now is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about a couple things, and I'm gonna have Angel White on this call with me. She's one of my business partners. She is literally amazing. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go ahead and talk with her on this. And we're actually going to be talking about a couple topics. And I am super, super, super excited to be talking with her and you guys. And I'm just excited. So just give me a couple minutes. We're going to go ahead and go live together. So just give me a second. It's going to be our first show, basically. Let's see. Let me add Angel White. Okay. All right, I'm about to jump on with Angel. Having little technical difficulties, but you guys, it's about to be real juicy. You guys are about to find out about a couple things that you didn't know. You're about to, how can I say it? You're about to be inspired. You're about to be shocked. You're about to learn about myself as a professional, Angel as a professional. You're gonna learn about a lot of stuff today. And you know what? Honestly, it's so many people out there that are looking for a solution to their problems. And I'm not saying there's an easy solution to everything, but what I am saying is that to every problem, there is a solution. So, me and Angel are gonna go ahead and just, we have a couple things that we wanted to go ahead and discuss. So I have all this stuff. Angel, like,
Ah,
oh my God.
I made it. I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it. I'm like, this technology. I love
I
it.
know, right? No, we are good. We're live, girl. All right. We got 5 viewers so far in like the first 60 seconds. That's pretty good.
Yes.
Alrighty, so
She's famous.
deJesus. I'm a field trainer. My company that I own two companies actually. It's Z360 Marketing and also Excellence Financial. And this is my business partner, Angel White. She is just an amazing person, a great leader, very inspirational, and my personal friend. I'm just so happy to be talking with her and doing this live with her. And there's gonna be
Me
so much
too.
more to come. I'm just so excited.
Me too. Listen, Sasha, you already know we've known each other for how long? It's been about 2 years or so now, and it's like it's been nothing but a blessing. I remember when we first met, we were at the embassy suites, and there we are talking, chit chatting, cutting it up, and stuff like that. And we started talking in Spanish, and I remember people looking at us like, "What?" As we were collecting the money,
Yeah,
but we really just had great conversation. So it's good to be around good people. It really is a blessing to just know you. Honestly, Zaji, like you, your daughter, you all are both amazing, and just the inspiration, the late night talks on the phone, just confiding in each other, giving each other some good, feedback, and just encouraging each other, motivating each other. So it really is a blessing to know you.
absolutely. You know what? Same thing. Guys. I don't know if you know or not, but Angel knows Spanish, and she doesn't know. I'm Puerto Rican. I know like the Puerto Rican Spanish. She knows the proper Spanish, and it was super. When she started talking to me, I was shocked. I was like, "Wow, this girl is so educated. I just love it. Like just
I try.
her story,
I'm still
just
learning.
I mean, yes, but she's amazing. Like we'd start talking in English. we end up talking in Spanish. Like, it's amazing. She just goes back and forth like it's nothing. And I just have so much admiration for her, really. It's just crazy.
Yo, I'm
So,
grateful to
go
have
ahead.
people to practice with.
Yeah, exactly. When you practice with somebody, when you're practicing with someone, it makes it so much easier. And so, we wanted to kind of label this, and we're going to be doing a couple episodes of our little show of our live. Our purpose here is to inspire people. And, our topic today is, I mean, Angel, do you want to go ahead and share it with them? Like, I'm so excited. I can't even. Like, I don't want to spill all the beans.
So we're going to be talking tonight about a few topics, and I write down everything. First off, I'm super excited because I want to hear more about Zajanari's story, right? Zaji's story, or we're going to call her Z today because she's cool girl Z. So I want to hear more about Z's story, and I know that you guys do too. We're also going to talk a little bit about our journey and our struggles, to be honest with you, when it comes to like confidence and self-esteem, because it's a journey. And then also we're going to be talking a little bit about the mindset, and we'll continue with the mindset on another broadcast. But first, like I said, Zajanari, she's an amazing woman. I've seen her journey starting a couple years back, just to see where she's come from, to see where she's at now, and just the bond that we've been able to create. But I know that all this bubbly personality, there's a story behind it, guys. So tune in if you need a pen and paper to take notes. I mean, she's gonna drop a little bit of her story, tell you a bit about her background. So Sasha, take it away.
Alrighty, and so guys, if you have questions, I know that you can drop comments in the chat. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of ask each other questions. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you my story, and just to set the expectation, when we're done, we're gonna go ahead and open up for questions. If you guys have any questions or need any advice, we so excited. Like, I can't even begin to explain. No words can explain how excited we are to finally start doing this. We've been talking about this for so long, and for us to finally be in the moment, we're just blessed. So, and my name is deJesus. I am 29 years old. I'm a mother of a beautiful 8-year-old daughter. And, life may seem sweet. I like to take pictures and post them on Instagram. I like to talk about my business and about how I motivate people. But not many people know my story, or, where did this girl come from? Where did this woman come from? She's amazing, right? Well, I hope that's what people say. So basically,
They do.
long story short, because I could go on for an hour with my life story. Honestly, guys, mental health is very important. The first session I had with my therapist, she said I should have a movie of my life. And that's how real stuff got. Not just because one, two, or three obstacles or situations. A couple things in my life that have happened have just been, it's like it should be in a movie. It's just unreal. So I was the oldest child of 6 children with a single mother, on welfare, on food stamps, all that jazz. She never worked since I was born. So she had 6 kids, and the only thing to help her would be government assistance. She couldn't work. She had too many kids, and basically, it was just very difficult for her. And you may say, well, there's a lot of moms out there that have so many kids and they work and they do all kinds of things, but the thing with my mother is, and what many people don't know, is that she actually had mental health issues. And I don't know if you've heard of people that are children of alcoholics. So this is like another case. Instead of being a child of an alcoholic, I was a child of someone with mental health issues. And so since I was young, I always looked up to teachers and people at school because that was my only outlet. That was the only thing that I could observe. And I don't know about you, Angel, but I've had some teachers and some mentors and people that went out of their way to go ahead and inspire me. I mean,
Yes.
I had teachers elementary, middle, high school, it doesn't matter what age I was. When they saw that I had that drive and I wanted to learn and I was just so open to learning, they definitely
Hmm.
mentored me. And so,
Yeah.
I went through, I did a live earlier speaking a little about, the homelessness I went through as a child fourth, fifth grade, most kids are riding their bike in their neighborhood, worrying about what snacks they're getting next or when they're going to watch a movie with their friend. And I was worried where I was going to sleep. I was walking through the streets of Miami Gardens, not having a place to stay, wondering when's the next time I'm going to eat because the last meal I had was at school for lunch. So it was very, very difficult. I was mommy junior, so I had to mature way more quickly than usual people mature when they're in fourth and fifth grade. So, but I use this situation and I use that experience to go ahead and learn from it, because what else can you do? You can choose to either let this obstacle or let this situation beat you and stay broken down and stay on the ground, or you can fall 5 times and get up six and learn from your lesson and continue. And that's exactly what I did. um so that's a little bit about me. In later episodes I'm going to go ahead and give you more of my story and where I came from and how I got through everything. But Angel, I want to hear more about your story. I know you've shared it with me personally, and it's just so beautiful because you are such a beautiful person and you have a beautiful soul, and people don't really know your story. They see the beautiful smile, they don't know that every experience in your life didn't have you smiling. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about where you came from, what you've gone through, and some tough situations that you've experienced in your life.
Whoa, okay. Thank you so much, Zajanari. So I'm actually kind of nervous because I didn't know she was gonna go way back like that. But so I'm from Boston, guys. A lot of you guys probably know. I came from a decent home. But the thing is, at a very young age, like it was me, my mom, my dad, and my brother. So I came from a decent home, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we had difficulties. At the age of 7, I did lose my mom, very tragically. And we will talk about that eventually when I'm ready to open that up. But honestly, guys, like it was traumatic. We'll just say that. It was traumatic. And so because of that, I was 7 years old. My brother was 5. My dad was a single dad for a while, and he used to have to work. I remember him working from literally like morning to night because he used to do um, work from like 6 a.m. to 3. I think their shifts was like 6 a.m. to 2 and then 2 to 10, something like that. So he would be doing doubles. You know what I mean? And there were times we had to, stay at home by ourselves sometimes. Um, we had babysitters and stuff like that, but even still that bond, because I was the oldest between the two of us, it was like I was like mommy and sister sort of, and he was kind of like, it's funny because he's 2 years younger than me, but at the same time is like my big little brother, right? So it was like brother and dad almost. We protected each other. And so I feel like that, that taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about just responsibility at an early age, because I remember my brother never used to like to get up early to go to school, but it just taught me about responsibility at a very young age, being grateful for the people who you love, because I lost a lot of family members just in general, in total. You know what I'm saying? It was difficult, but I feel like that experience kind of it brought me closer to God in a sense. Like even as a young age, I remember like we used to go to church with my mom, but after that we didn't really go to church anymore. But I remember sometimes I would be in church and I would get emotional because I was just missing something. And I feel like that's the thing that my mom would have probably instilled inside of us more. I remember her, being into education and being into the Bible. So it was difficult. It was difficult. You know what I'm saying? And just growing up, I mean, it was me, my brother, and then when my dad did get remarried, I had a stepbrother, so it was the three of us, and I was the middle child, but I was the only girl. So it was fun, but at the same time it was hard, being that the middle child, and I was raised around a lot of guys. So we used to do a lot of play fighting and all that stuff like that. But honestly, guys, that experience with my mom, it really did, it touched me, because I remember, and I spent a lot of time in my room being by myself. I always tell people that I always wanted to be a teacher. I remember as a kid, like I had like the imaginary classroom, the whole nine. Like I really had that, and part of that was to just kind of distract myself. You know what I'm saying? From that loss, from
Absolutely.
that I experienced with my mom. I remember. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I remember there would be times where I would go through like fits of rage almost because of that, of her death, and I would tear up my whole room at a young age. So I understand like having to go through therapy and stuff at a young age. We had to go through it. You know what I'm saying? Just because of that whole situation. So I remember like having fits and destroying my room, stuff like that. Um and then when my stepmom came, it was tough for her. We made it tough for her. Like it wasn't easy. So I thank God for that woman for sticking in so long. But it wasn't easy. But it does let you know how to appreciate the people that you do have, your family, even your close friends who become like family. Like Z's like a sister to me. So it taught me a lot. I had to step up at the age of 7 to be honest.
And I, so to talk more on that, so we've both been in situations. We've been through our battles. We've dealt with different things in our lives that many people are eternally affected by. And I think,
Mhm.
one of the topics that we're going to talk about is self-esteem. And, me, what kind of self-esteem? I didn't even have my own room. I had no privacy. The apartment we stayed in was 6 kids in one room. We had the twin bed, we had the full with the bunk bed, and we had another bed. There was hardly any space to play. We played on the bed because it took up most of the room. So
Mhm.
growing up, I definitely had like low self-esteem. I didn't know it. I thought I was fine, but
Mhm.
I mean, what was your experience with the hardship that you dealt with and growing up?
I mean, when it comes to like self-esteem, I'm gonna be honest. Like I definitely suffer when it comes to when it came to self-esteem at a young age. I can say that I did have a low self-esteem, and part of it was because just not believing in yourself or not hearing it enough that you're beautiful and stuff like that. Um, I mean, obviously there was people in my family who did, encourage me, but if you don't believe it, then it's not really real. I remember, and another thing, in where I came from, and this is just me being completely transparent. It was like light skin was a thing, light skin, long hair. If you didn't have that, you weren't necessarily beautiful. So it's like me, as you can see, I'm not necessarily light skin, I'm brown skin. Um, I remember one time this kid told me that I was, what's the word, burnt or something like that. I'm like, how? You know what I'm saying? Like, just I didn't have any body, like I was a flatty, I'm still I still don't got big boobs, but I love them. I love them still. I love them now. But
Okay.
yes, yes. So it's like I didn't have like the body image, I wore glasses and I was quiet. Like I'm still kind of I'm an extrovert, introvert, but back then I was more quiet. And so it was like, thank God, like you said earlier, I had teachers who encouraged me. Um, but I really didn't have self-esteem like that. I didn't. I used to mostly be by myself, like sit by myself. I remember when I was in the second grade, I was 7 years old. So this was around the same time. I had a good friend. It's crazy that I still remember this. I had a good friend.
Mhm.
Her and I were cool, but then when the cool girls came around, she kind of ditched me for those people, and that kind of stayed in my mind. Um, Obviously, that was when I was like 7, 8 years old. I'm 32 right now, so that's 24 years, and it's crazy how things come back full circle because we ended up working together. Um, and now we're friends, but I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. That it's
Wow.
just you could be
Mhm.
yeah, it makes you think, and this is a whole nother episode, but just how friends, even though it's young, it's like they leave, and I feel like that feeling of abandonment is what I went through a lot in my life. And sometimes, to be honest, I still struggle with that, just because of losing my mom at such a young age. When people come into your life, they're close to you, and then they move, or they die. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like I said, I've had a lot of people die in my life, or they just kind of
Mhm.
shun you. It hurts. So I feel like part of that kind of made me question myself. It made me just question who I am, made me feel like I wasn't worthy. You know what I'm saying? Struggling with the self-esteem portion. So I will say I definitely did have like low self-esteem when I was a kid internally. Like, it's
Yeah.
funny because it's like not much, so sort of kind of within my household, but outside, you know what I'm saying, dealing with other people, it was kind of suffered.
Oh,
Kind of
no,
suffered.
like I used to tell my daughter, because I like, taking her shopping and getting her cute little outfits. I told her, you're lucky you get to go shopping. My shopping was strictly either the neighbors giving us some extra clothes they had, or going to the thrift store. Nothing wrong with thrifting, but let me tell you, I did not know what it was to buy something new. Everybody had the Jordans. I had what we called back in the day the Bobos, and that's just what I
They still
had.
call them bobos. I
They're
think they still might call them bobos.
Yeah, bubbles. I don't think they call them bubbles anymore, but that's what I had. And so, growing up, teenage years, like you had your friend, she wanted to act cool when the cool girls came around. I wanted to look cute, and I put my outfits together. You have to be resourceful. I used to dig through that bag of clothes and be like, okay, I can make this work. I can make that work. I'm gonna put this together because I'm gonna look cute. Hey, I can't buy anything new, but I'm gonna work with what I got. So that's
Amen.
kind of, what started me being resourceful. I mean, simple things. You do what you can with what you got. And that's basically what it is. So,
Mm-hmm.
just think about, like, you viewers out there and you viewers that are going to see this later on. What have you gone through that has impacted your life? That has been something that has held you back, that is baggage, things that you need to leave in 2020 because it's 2021. Okay. So I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, me and you have both gone through different things, and I'm pretty sure you guys have gone through different things. We're human. Life is not perfect. It's just what it is. Now, what you do with the situation and your resourcefulness, what if you just don't have that? What if you're looking at things with the glass half empty? What do you do? What do you do to change it? What do you do to change a situation from being completely negative and depressing, and transition and start the change to live a different life? Because I know everybody wants to live that Instagram, Facebook picture, TikTok lifestyle, but to be honest, it's not real. It's
It's
not.
not real.
I mean, you
No.
right now, but I accentuating me. You know what I mean? Like, when I wake up in the morning, I don't look like this. I mean, kind of, but not really.
You woke up like this.
So,
You woke up like this.
yeah, what can we do to go ahead and change the transition? Because as you see now, me and Angel White are professionals. We help people with their finances. We help people change their lives. We inspire people daily. The moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep, what's on our minds is helping our friends, helping our family, helping our friends' friends, our acquaintances and their acquaintances. We believe that God has a purpose for us. He's put us
Mhm.
on this earth to help people, and that's what we're going to do. We've
Facts.
been so blessed to have mentors, to be able to have, I mean, it started as teachers when we were young, and now as adults we have mentors that are professional mentors that have had more success or more experience in these fields, and have taught us something that's super important. So important that you can apply it to business, but you can also apply it to your personal life.
To your life.
And
Right.
that is your mindset. And it sounds, what do you mean? Like, how do you set up your mind again? How do you reset it? Well, I mean, you have to hit the restart button, okay? Like, that's just what you have to do. And, that's what we're going to go into next. We want to talk about that mindset. And starting off from a dark and, depressing situation, how did we get out of those moments, out of that negativity, out of that childhood and adulthood to where we are today and where we're going to be in the future? Because we're a project. You're a project. We all have a journey. All because right now, where we are, isn't our final destination, isn't where we want to be, doesn't mean that we can't take a step back and look in the past and see everything that we've overcome. It may not be the final destination, but we're moving up.
We're moving up. I agree.
And,
1,000%.
mm,
Is she still seeing?
1,000. So mindset, there's a saying that I told Angel earlier, and you know what? I really liked it. I have sayings that come off the top of my head and then I forget them, but we write them down and we remember. So, and that that is, you may have lost the battle, but they haven't won the war. Well, I like to say, you haven't won the war yet, but look back, because look at all the battles that you've won. Look at all the turmoil that God's brought you through. Look
Mm-hmm.
at the perseverance and focus that you've had on being a better person, being a better mother, father, professional, individual, employee, whatever you want to identify yourself as. Just being better and being happy. And you know what? It all starts with your mindset. That's
Yes.
what it is. So, Angel,
Um,
you could be one of the top ways for us to go ahead and develop mindset, or start finding out about how to change the way we look at things and mentality.
so when it comes to mindset, guys, I'm gonna be honest. It's not an overnight thing. So guys, don't think that you're gonna just read one book and it's gonna be that's it. You know what I'm saying? Um, First thing I would say is to, for me, the biggest thing that kind of brought me out of my deepest darkest moments, honestly, is going to be prayer. Like, that's the first thing. Number one, keeping God first. Like, if you have God, I really truly believe that He will work with you. So the first thing is mindset, because believe it or not, most of the stuff that we learn when it comes to business mindset, how to treat people, all that stuff, it comes from the Bible. And from there, they just took it, added a little bit of their twist, and they got different books now. But honestly, for me, my biggest thing is gonna be surrounding yourself around people who are going on the same path as you. That's so important. Like, I don't care if they're, friends, family, you need to keep the good people around you. When I say good, of course, you love your mom, you love your dad. I'm talking about the people who are pouring into you spiritually, or pouring into you to bring you up, positive enforcement. Another thing is just YouTube's. Like, I like to watch YouTube videos. Grace for Purpose is amazing. Any kind of that motiversity, I love it. And then reading. Like, I bought these two books here to show you guys. Like, I read these ones, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And then this is a good one. This one is actually, it's kind of like, as you guys can see, it's for women who have been actually abused. But it's kind of takes upon the steps of like a 12-step anonymous type program. So these two books is ones that I actually have read. I have some back there, but I'm not going to talk about them until I read them. But really, honestly, guys, when it comes to mindset, it's just being around positive people, pouring or making yourself aware of positive enforcement, like reading books and doing things like YouTube, and what else would you want to add, Zajanari? I think that I may have missed one. I know that we were talking a little bit about the affirmations, if you want to tell them about that. But what else do you say for mindset?
Well, I really want to stress the fact that whoever you have around you will influence you. It doesn't matter if it's your cousin that you guys have been best friends since you were little, and you just, they're going through a rough time, but you notice they're always going through a rough time, and they're always complaining, and they're never really happy with where they work. They keep getting fired or quit, or they keep going
Mm-hmm.
out and partying, or they're disregarding COVID and partying.
Yeah. Oh.
You found those people. I mean, if my mentor, and I know your mentor, always says, what does he say? If you're around five broke people, you're gonna be the sixth. If you're around
Mm-hmm.
6 millionaires, you're going to be the sixth. The people around you have influence over you. And let me tell you, 2020 may not have been a great year for everyone. Obviously, there are so many things that I can go ahead and speak of. But speaking from my experience, 2020 was a year of me cutting people off. And you
You
know
have
what?
to.
Once I eliminated those negative people, once I loved myself more than I love the people around me, and I'm not talking about being selfish because I'm a loving person. I'm saying loving yourself enough to go ahead and cut people off. Because the thing is, if you keep those people around you and they're negative, guess what? Eventually they're going to have some sort of impact on you. And I always talk about impact because impact is what happens when you have conversations with people around you, your families, your coworkers, your friends from childhood, your friends from wherever, acquaintances, people that you met at the, I don't know, at the club, people that you met volunteering. Guess what? People that you met at a networking event, people that you met when you went to do a training, people that you met in college. Guess what? All of those people have some sort of effect on you. And when they have an effect on you, you have to think, what kind of effect do they have? The second I started cutting off the people that are always complaining, I complained less. The second I cut off people that are always broke, I started making more money moves. The second I started relating to millionaires, and not even millionaires, just people that are doing their business, people that are focused, guess what? I started to be able to make more money. The second I started cutting off people that don't care about learning, you have to learn. I was brought up in poverty, but I chose it. I chose and I brought it upon myself to learn about finances. No one gave this to me. I chose to learn. And when you learn, when you want to learn mindset, you're going to look for the resources. It's 2021. There's YouTube, there's self-help, there's books, there's online library, there's a free Kindle. You get Overdrive, you look up motivational books, you look up mindset books, you look up how to get past trauma, and guess what happens? You're going to be able to get relatable information of people that have gone through what you've gone through, getting these resources and going ahead and being consistent with trying to look at things from a different angle. Now, if you're just set on scrolling through Instagram, watching whatever's popular, whatever's trending, whatever celebrity is looking good, whatever he's wearing, guess what? Your life is not going to change because you're too busy observing somebody else's life. So, what you need to do is you need to stop playing around. You need to work on your mindset. Because if you don't work on your mindset, guess what's going to happen? You're not going anywhere. You're just going to be in the same place that you were before. And that is not what you need to do. So, let's see. I need to go ahead and get Angel back on here. I think we had a little problem here. Give me a second. I just need to get her back on because you already know that's my boo. All right, I'm adding her back on. So, like I said, those people that are around you are going to affect you. And so when me and Angel, we had our own things. We wanted to learn. We worked on our mindset before we met our mentors. But when we met our mentors, they added value to us instead of taking value away from us. There's those people that are going to see that you're always happy, see that you're full of energy, that see that they can benefit something from your company. And I don't mean business company, I'm saying from your presence. And guess what? They're absorbing all that positive energy from you without even caring what your struggle is, what you're feeling, what you've gone through, what your goals are, what you want to accomplish, your daily schedule. It comes down to whoever you're around is going to make an impact on you. If you hang around people that are doing stuff they're not supposed to do and aren't going anywhere, what makes you think that you sitting down and setting all your goals and constantly being around people, you're going to be able to change your life? It's not going to happen. You have to cut people off and start new. You have to eliminate the distractions. And like I told Angel earlier when we spoke of this metaphor with horses, and my mom used to tell me all the time, nobody's perfect, and she had some good things to say. This metaphor with the horses when they're racing, when they put the blinders, they can't look left or right. They can only look forward. I can't see what's going on that side of the room because guess what? It's blocked. I'm only focused in front of me.
Yes.
And if you have all these people distracting you here and there, and you're trying to take a step and they're calling your name to go do this and go do that and do favors, or to hear them complain or do nothing, guess what? You're getting distracted from what you're supposed to do. And I'm pretty sure what you do and the goals that you reach is not only going to affect you, it's going to affect you, your future, your family, those people that count on you, those people that believe in you. You can't let them down. And if you're going to continue to associate yourself with people that aren't going anywhere in life, with people that have no goals, with people that don't care about credit, don't care about having assets that are going to increase in value, and are focused on showing off and buying Gucci belts and Louis Vuitton purses, but having $3 in their bank account, waiting on the stimulus check, that's not going to help. What's going to help is people that don't want to depend on anyone except themselves. People that want to grow because it's inside of them. People that want to change, and people that want to change. About that, guys. So whenever you have people around you that aren't bringing something to the table, and you seem like you're always bringing something to the table, guess what? It's time to get your own table and choose and pick who you have at your table. Because guess what? You're not going to be the only one bringing stuff to the table. If you're the only one bringing stuff to the table with one plate, two plates, and you're going to split it between your whole posse, guess what? You're not going to have that much. But when you go to a table where everyone's bringing stuff to the table, you're going to have a feast. Woo! Okay, sorry.
Facts.
I'm getting too excited.
Let's eat.
Hey,
Listen,
Angel.
it kind of reminds me of what one of our mentors tells us. Like, if you're around 5 broke people, you're gonna be the 6th broke person. If you're around 5 people who are, forward thinking, 5 millionaires, you're gonna be the 6th. Just because that energy attracts that energy. Like, if you're gonna be around someone who's doing wrong all the time, eventually you're gonna be doing wrong as well. It's not gonna be, you're gonna have that influence. So you definitely want to make sure that you are around positive influences. And it's funny because it's like when it comes to like family, for example, guys, I love my family to death, but I had went back home, and I was gonna go back home for December, but I said no, I'm not gonna go back home just yet because I went back home in October, and I was gonna come back for Christmas, but I changed my mind for a couple of reasons. But one of the reasons is because my focus is right now on my business. My focus is on leveling up myself. And sometimes when you're around, especially the people who know you, like know you from young, they see you one way. They don't see you, like she mentioned earlier, we're professionals. But I'm pretty sure if Z, as bad as she is now, she goes, when I say bad, I mean bad meaning good. So if she goes to her family now is like they're not gonna see her as Z the professional. They're gonna see her as, you know, Lil Zaji from the block. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes when it comes to the people who know you. So it's like it is important for you to be able to kind of pick and choose the times that you spend with people, and how you spend that time with people. You don't want to spend time. Another thing, mindset. When it comes to mindset, all this stuff happening in the news, you don't want to be. Me personally, I don't even barely know how to watch my TV, y'all. I don't barely know how to turn my TV on. It's true story. Ask Zaji, she knows. I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news because it's a lot of negativity. Yeah, it's nice to know what's going on around you, but let's be honest, it's a lot of negativity. So I would say, like, when it comes to mindset and people, it's they're like right up there next to each other. Almost like they're almost right there next to each other. You want to be able to pick and choose, you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, at that moment I didn't go back home because I had my focus down here. My focus is here on my purpose. My focus is here on what I have to do. And it's like when you get around, sometimes when you get around your family and your friends, they want you to do some of the things that you did in the past, and you can't. If you want to level up, you got to sacrifice. um so that's it, guys. Mindset. When it comes to the mindset, like she said, be around the positive people. Eliminate distractions. You want to have your blinders on like the horse, and speak
And
positivity, speak life into your life. Because I struggle with that. The things that we say is so powerful. That's why we do affirmations. I thought that I had my journal here next to me, but I think I put it up. So
yeah,
powerful.
affirmation challenge. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I
affirmations and
it started to work in my head. I want to explain a little bit of our affirmation challenge because it's so awesome and our whole team's doing it. Basically, we are on a 7-day challenge. We're writing 2 goals a day, one in the morning and one in the night. So in
yep.
the morning, I don't know how you're experiencing it, but how I'm experiencing it is when I write my one goal in the morning, I think about it the whole day. And then when I get home and I write my goal at night, I dream about it. And it sounds weird, I know, but it's on
That's
my
dope though.
mind.
I like it. I'm gonna have to just try to do that.
Next morning, I write my next morning goal because we're going to write morning and night. So that's going to be 14 goals we're
Yes.
going to have.
14
Guess
goals in
what?
7 days.
And I'm focusing on my goals. So I already know my 3 goals. You know what I'm saying? So what happens when you focus and when you have those right people around you? Guess what? You are going to succeed. Now, let me tell you this. I know some people say, well, it's COVID. I don't have that many friends. I only have my bubble of people that I talk to. Elevation takes separation. It's
Requires
going to take time.
separation.
It requires separation. You're going to have to separate yourself and take time to reflect on what you want to be. See, it's
It's true.
crazy. I heard this time ago, and it says, I'm gonna see if I can say it and get it right because it sounds kind of like a tongue twister. Sounds complicated. Oh no, you think no. People see it's something along the lines of you see yourself how you think people see you. And I know I didn't hear it in that order, but you get the gist. Sometimes you go out into the world and you think, oh, people are looking at me this way, people are looking at me that way. Oh my gosh. And they feel that insecurity. And this goes back to our conversation. We had insecurities. But guess what? If you walk out like, my name is Zida Jesus, and I'm a person who is going to make a difference in this world. I'm going to make an impact. I'm a financial professional looking to help families, looking to help individuals change their lives and reduce stress, which 85% of Americans, the number one stressor is finances. So I'm going to go ahead and help those people. If I go out with that type of mentality, with that type of mindset, guess what? People are going to treat me different than me saying, oh, it's just me, Z. I used to be homeless when I was a kid. I used to wear used clothes. Doesn't matter if I have, nice clothes now, because that's what I am. No, your past does not define you. It does not define
Facts.
you. But if you have those people, like I have, for example, Angel, she's like, Z, we gotta do this. Girl, I've been working on this. You know what? I think I messed up on XYZ. What do you think I should do? You know what, Angel White? We're gonna do this. You know what? I did that mistake before too. I can connect with you. And guess what? You know what? I heard we can do this and try to improve. Why don't we do it together? Guess what?
Mhm.
We're winning. Queens are fixing each other's crowns. You know what I'm saying? Like the TikTok.
Facts.
We're fixing each other's crowns and we're motivating each other. So if we go ahead and do that, guess what's gonna happen? We may mess up one time, two times, three times. But as we look back and say, hey Angel, remember when we went through this, and that? Yeah, man, I appreciate you were talking to me and I was feeling down, but guess what? I had that good, positive friend Angel, and she was there for me. And when
Facts.
Angel was feeling down, she called me. She said, girl, this is what happened today, and you know what? I'm just not feeling it. Since she has that positive friend, me, guess what? I'm going to motivate her.
Hmm.
But if you don't take time to think about who you want to be, if you don't separate yourself from all the negativity, all the negative
Facts.
people, and in the language, all the haters, which it is what it is, you're never gonna be able to think about what you want to be. You'll never be able to take off those. You're not putting those blinders on to say, let me focus on me, so I can see what I want to be, so I can envision it and become it. Because guess
Get it in
what?
a quiet place.
If you like one of the mentors gave a super simple metaphor. If you don't envision yourself in bed in the morning making breakfast, do you think it's really gonna happen? No. You have to say, all right, I'm gonna make breakfast. And then you get up, you get the eggs, you get the cheese and the butter, you make the scrambled eggs with cheese. Guess what? You need to see how you want to invent yourself. And it's crazy because before I heard about all this mindset stuff, I used to make things up in my mind. And I would call it, I'm reinventing myself. I'm rewiring my brain. So even though my mom suffered from mental health conditions, I said, you know what? I'm not going to be like her. I saw everything. Everyone has good and bad qualities, but I saw all the negative qualities she had, and I said, you know what? I want to be better. I want to be able to give my kids more. I want to be able to help other people more. I saw the good in the people that helped me when I was a child. I didn't let the self-esteem hold me back. I wanted to be more. And I separated myself. And a lot of people said, Z, where you been? You've been ghost.
You
I've been
knew. You
focusing on
brand
me.
new, girl.
I had to separate myself. And during COVID, guess what? It's the best time because nobody wants to come over because they're scared of the corona. So it's perfect timing. You're not gonna. So you know
Facts.
what? It may be difficult, but once you start the process and you keep yourself focused and you follow through and you surround yourself with people, guess what? Every single day your life
You
will
start
change.
attracting those
And
people. Hmm. Hmm. And then
ya
you'll
tú
start
sabes.
attracting those people too. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing is like this, when you like you had mentioned earlier, and then we might have to wrap it up soon, but when you mentioned earlier, there's people who say like I don't know anybody and I don't have any friends. And let me tell you guys something. I came down here from Massachusetts 2014, okay? I had my car, my clothes, and that was pretty much it. I came down here, I didn't know anybody. I had family. I've seen them less than 4 or 5 times since I've been here, 6 years. Um, you go out, you make it happen. Like literally, I didn't have nothing. I'm talking about no furniture, no friends, no, none of this stuff that you see, none of it. Okay. I made it happen. I went, I put myself out there. Actually, because like she mentioned earlier, I speak Spanish. I used to go to Spanish meetups. That's how I actually started to socialize back in the day, 2014. I started going to Spanish meetups. I had met a friend named Dan. Dan asked me, hey, I take salsa classes. Do you wanna join me in the salsa classes? Sure, I'll join you. From there, we met two other girls. Okay. The four of us used to go to different salsa spots, salseras, salseros, different spots, okay? And that's how I got around. And now when people are like, oh, well, you're here by yourself, I'm like, no, not really. I have a family that I built. Z is part of the family that I built. My business family, my business partners, is part of the family that I built. You got to make it happen. And you got to just make it happen. And it's not going to be overnight, but it's poco a poco. Day by day, you make it happen. It's not going to be overnight. You do got to put yourself out there sometimes. But I'm telling you, when people say, I don't know anybody, stuff like that, like, you find ways to make it happen. Because honestly, I didn't know anybody either. When I came down here, it was difficult. It was hard. Okay? It was hard. But you just make yourself a little bit vulnerable, in the sense that, you're not afraid to reach out to people. You're not afraid to talk to people. And then as you build up those relationships, you'll flourish. But the thing is, so many people, we're stuck in our heads. We want to say we don't know anybody and blah, 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 blah. No, we're not meant to be alone, guys. Like, yeah, quarantine is cool, but you see, Zajanari and I, we're talking on the phone. We need, all of us, we need human connection. We need social interaction. So for someone to say like, oh, I don't know anybody, or whatever the case may be, that's all in your mind. That's your mindset, because you don't want to get to know people. Like, once I started to change and become more positive, it's crazy. Like, positive people will come to me. Most of my friends, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I believe in God. Most of my friends believe in God. And it's just because the attraction, that energy. So it's like, just raise your energy, guys. Just get out of your heads. I know it's easier said than done. It's a process. We're still working through that as well. But we wanted to come on here to just kind of, sprinkle some love on other people who may not even be where we're at, because we're still on our way. Like, it's a process. We're not way above anybody. We just want to pour into people who might need to hear this message, because it's good to get to hear good messages from people who actually do care, and who actually been through what you've been through, and who's actually wants to see you do well. Because like she said, like, we're part of a business family. We want to see people do well. We want to help people. So you guys just stay encouraged. Go out and see people. It doesn't have to be people that you know right up front. And it's funny, one last thing that I wanted to say. Actually, I was trying to pull up my notebook because it had it in there, but I was on a training tonight, and I was on the Eric Worre training in network marketing. And he said that the millionaires, most of the millionaires who are millionaires in network marketing, he said, guess how many of their wealth actually comes from people who they knew before they got into network marketing, meaning like their friends, their family from back home. 5% of their wealth came from people that they knew pre-network marketing. The 95% of their team and their wealth comes from people just like this, social media, or people who they met along the way, people who they didn't know. So guys, don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone, because I promise you, there's growth outside of the comfort zone. I would not be who I am today if I would have stayed in Massachusetts. I promise you, I wouldn't.
Yeah, absolutely. And just so you guys know, this has been Owl Night Owl Talk with Z and Angel. Boy, I'm so excited to look at everything. Like, you guys have no idea what we have in store for you, because we are just so full of energy and love and passion, and we're just excited to do this, because we might start off with a couple viewers now, but watch in 6 months how many viewers you're gonna have. Because what we want to do is we want to make an impact on people. And all of you night owls, or even people that are just stressed out and up this late thinking of what they're gonna do, or all of those night owls that are working hard in their business, we're gonna go ahead and just have this, and we're gonna have it every Thursday. It's gonna be around 11 p.m. We might change a little earlier, a little later, but it's going to be every single Thursday. Invite your friends, share the link. We're going to keep this up on our pages, and we're just so grateful and excited to go ahead and start this show with you guys. So thank you so much. We're excited.
Thank you, guys.
Anything else you want to add?
No, guys, I just want to say God bless everybody. Z, I want to thank you so much for inviting me on this venture with you. Excited to pour into the people, because I wish that You know, there were times when it was dark for me. It's like I wish I had someone pour in. But guess what? We're here for you guys. So, like she said, late night talk, night owl talk with Z and Angel.
Night with Z and Angel. All right, guys. Bye. Good night. I gotta work
Love you
tomorrow.
guys.
I gotta work
Have
out.
a good night.
Bye.